Who wants to intro?
You can intro, Jay. Oh, no, fuck you. I'm going to intro. I've decided.
Alright then.
No, you'll see why, actually. I've just had a thought.
Go on.
Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back to Back Post. I'm introing today because Adam's going to be sad and Jay's going to be a smug little prick. So here I am, the balance. So we're going to go over to them now. But I just thought I would, I don't care. We had a good week, but it wasn't. Who cares? Like, Tottenham can finish, what, 6? Yay, let's go. Let's do the pod.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome.
How's everyone doing? Well,
yeah, I've had better weekends, I'll say that. I'm sure, Jay, you've had worse weekends.
Yeah, I've definitely had worse weekends. I honestly, Adam, one of my favourite things was not watching your fan cam at all and just listening to the first clip where you just go, well, that was fucking shit, innit?
Well, that was fucking dreadful, wasn't it?
Paused it there, uploaded it, and got on with my day. It was great.
Yeah, well, I've got a few more points to make than what I did yesterday because I had a few pints as well, so I was slurring my words a bit, if you noticed.
A little bit.
I know, but yeah. Well, we briefly mentioned before you come into the chat, Jay, that the teams for both of us to start with were very peculiar.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we both respected each other too much with the teams we put out, and I think that's what initially did us over, because we've not played five at the back since the restart.
Yeah, it was so bizarre. Like, I think for us, I mean, it's a bit more understandable that we went five at the back. I think we had saw your form lately, saw your squad, and gone, okay, we're going to play five at the back. We're going to try and counter-attack, maybe be a bit more defensive so we don't leak goals like we have done. And then we got to the day, and then you were there with five at the back, not going for us, and we were like, oh, we'll just have the ball then. And
that's what was so frustrating, because I've been used to us attacking so well and doing it throughout the whole game, and you had three players on us at every single moment.
We were set out ready to just kind of try and shut you out. I think it is a case of just Ollie got it really wrong. I think if you had played what you'd been normally playing and come at us a little bit, we would have been struggling.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I don't think he's a good manager. Like, I don't know.
he got it wrong today.
I know
yesterday.
You got it wrong, but in terms of, it's not just getting it wrong, is it? It's literally like me saying, Jay, we're gonna make. Sorry, I'm getting ready for the analogy.
Here we go.
We're gonna make a cake today. Jay. And you're like, all right, okay, cool. Let's go make a cake. And I'm there so as you see, these are the ingredients and the instructions that will perfectly make your cake good. And Ollie's stumbled across that recipe. That's what he's done. He knows exactly what to do to get the best cake. And he's looked at the bag of sugar and he's just gone. And just probably just taking it out, but why would you mess with? I get the respect element, I do, but United have been poor all season until Bruno Fernandes came, and I know Pogba's only just come back, but especially since the restart, you've gone from being poor at the start of the season to phenomenal at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, how many games have you got? I know you've got the Europa League to play, but forget about that because that's a weird tournament at the end. That's not integrated within the season now. So forget about the Europa League. You should have enough quality in your squad to survive playing 3 more games at full strength.
Well, I don't think it was anything to do with resting players.
It's not, because the one thing I would say in your defence is, as much as it's football and this shit happens, I'm surprised you're not slightly more angry about the fact that Chelsea had 48 hours more than you.
We mentioned that in the preview.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is just football. Arsenal had 48 hours more than Tottenham before the North London derby. We still slapped them up. It's football. You should be able to overcome it.
Yeah, these are athletes.
But it's still, I think for a
semi-final...
semi-final...
never really thought of that.
I think for a semi-final, they should have scheduled it, even if it was just 24 hours. 48 hours is a long time.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I'm not looking at that as an excuse, but it's interesting to think about. But no, in terms of squad selection, I don't think we need to rest any
No.
players. At all.
Why was Pogba on the bench then? Why was
Mate,
Martial
you know,
on the bench?
I've not a clue. Honestly, I saw it, and I couldn't get my head around it. And I sort of knew he was going to play 5 at the back for some reason. But to have Fred in there, who didn't play awful, but we set up 2 defensively, didn't we? You know, Pogba and Martial have been our most attacking players since they've been back. We had no threat up front. I've not even checked. I said it yesterday. I'm pretty sure we had 1 shot on target and it was a free kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it was just you essentially played Dan James as a striker as well. It was a two up top.
And he's as fucking useless as a bricked up window.
I mean, in his defence, that's. I mean, honestly, it depends where you are. Like, if I'm in Syria, I'm bricking up that window. Like, but if I'm at Manchester United, I want my window open. But it's not Dan James's fault. He shouldn't be playing.
No, of course
these
not.
games. He should be out on the wing. He shouldn't be. What are him and Rashford actually gonna do together? Like. They couldn't find each other on the pitch.
It's so bizarre what actually happened. Like, if Solskjaer come out with the squad that has played the last 3 games, I feel they win.
Or
it's so bizarre that he changed it.
It would be 3-2 or 2-1, like you said, and you don't feel that. You know, you'll say, "Oh, I'm pissed off," but at least we gave it a good shot.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we'd have got beat 2-1, being attacking, going for it.
Yeah.
It being a close game, that's totally different to being absolutely spanked off a team you beat 3 times already this season.
Yeah, and
Especially
let's not.
Like, inform. Sorry.
I was going to say let's not ignore David De Gea's absolute blunder of a game.
I was going to say let's talk about the goals because
Yeah. Okay. One. There is a very, very thin argument, just to play devil's advocate here, that United should have won that game 1-0 because De Gea should be saving all 3 of those shots.
I mean, all right, I'm going to say he should have saved Mason Mount's like 100% every time, 10 out of 10. You should be saving that shot. Giroud's first goal was coming at him quite quickly. The way Giroud hit it with the outside of his foot was just brilliant.
No,
that was hard.
The only one I'll give him credit for is Maguire, because you're not expecting it to come off Maguire.
Yeah.
Like, if Maguire gets his foot to that, you expect your defender to do his job. There's not much you can do. But Giroud's, yes, I can see how it can sneak past. But I can see how it could sneak past Fabianski. I see how it could sneak past Caballero. I don't see how it can sneak past David De Gea.
Yeah.
But the second goal, Mount's goal,
that's a shambles.
Yes, it was a mistake by him, but it was Williams that made the error in the first place, playing it in. So But I've had this argument yesterday. Yes, De Gea made the mistakes, but we made 3 mistakes before the 4th mistake.
Yeah, completely right. I mean, like, bloody hell, excuse me. Like, as much as I want to go away from the game saying we were amazing, like, you handed us that game. You really did.
Well, yeah, that's.
Well, no, I think credit where credit's due. You played better than us. You looked like you wanted it more than us.
Definitely.
Bruno was the only one pressing.
Yeah, Bruno was the only player on your team that even was dangerous at all, I'd say. Like, everyone else just didn't scare me. Like, we were all over them.
Well,
it was a bit of an odd game as well in terms of injuries because obviously I'm sure you've seen what happened with Bailey, Josh.
Yeah.
Did you watch the game?
Yeah, no, I had it on.
Yeah, but I'm sure it was it must have been about 20 minutes altogether if you count all the injuries.
It was a long time. It was like it was the 57th minute, wasn't it, in the first?
Yeah, that we scored,
and they were still playing.
But I was saying only Bailey could headbutt 2 people in 2 minutes. Like, he's fine, I'm allowed to say this but he's just. As soon as I saw him on the pitch starting, I was like, nah,
you know what's
interesting
now as well? Josh mentioned this a couple of podcasts ago when the draw was announced, but now that we've beat you in this semi-final, that plays big mentally, doesn't it? Going forward, now,
Yeah.
because like you're going to be going into your next game feeling quite shit about yourselves, and you know that poor performance. And now, what's Ollie going to do? How's he going to change his squad again? Whereas we've just beat United, we've got loads of confidence going forward, and we're above you in the table still, only by 1 point. But you know what I mean? Like that's mentally, that's quite so good in our favour.
I know I made the point initially, but just the way it has panned out, I'm not backtracking, but I think that it's irrelevant in the sense that you both will finish in the top 4 now. So I don't. And it does. Do you? Let's be honest. Do either of you really care? I know you'd rather, obviously, but do either of you really care between 3rd and 4th?
No.
There's
Not
like
really.
you don't, do you?
No,
So,
of course not.
and you know you're going to have an FA Cup final to look forward to. United are going to turn their attention to the Europa League. Leicester, one of you will both go in there instead of Leicester because they are sinking.
Yeah, I mean,
so
we can talk about that
I think
game
it's
now.
fine. And good. What a segue. Tottenham smashed up Leicester. It's fine. It was good. It was a good time.
They played awfully. As much as you did well, again, it was some of the mistakes they made themselves in that game was just like it's just a sign of a sinking ship. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, I think it's just they're taking their foot off the gas. I don't think it's like I've seen calls for Rodgers to go.
That's bullshit.
Utterly ridiculous. But at the same time, like there's just no depth there. I guess like they're not bad players, but Damari Gray's never kicked on. Dennis Pratt looks okay. And there were injury struck, to be fair. And I will say, if you do watch the highlights, there was just I feel bad saying it, but there's such an obvious weak link in what won us the game. And every single goal we had, we just played off Ryan Bennett. I've never seen just properly watching a defender. Be thankful you've got Maguire. I've never seen such a poor defensive game from someone. Like he falls over for the second, I think. He gives the ball away for the first. Harry Kane does him for the final one, which is a fucking beautiful goal. But just and then he got subbed off at half time, and they went back to a back four. And
I was as well, just to give, like, Lloris played very well. He made some big saves. There was that one save where he's outstretched one-handedly, bottom right, I think it was. And then there's also Vardy's back heel that he saved that, was quite unexpected, had to be quick. Quite easily, they could have had 2 goals there if it weren't for Lloris being, in really good form.
Well, it would have gone past David De Gea.
Yeah, let's face it would have. So that being said,
if it was outside the box, it would have gone past Kepa.
Yeah, I mean, if you back-heeled it outside the box, Kepa would have just felt the wrong way.
No. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
No, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, no, it was... You can't ask for more. I think what is nice as well is since Arsenal now, for the first time this season, Tottenham have played the same team 3 times. And, there's a lot to be said for that in the Premier League.
I mean,
it's great.
We haven't done that in a while, really. We've chopped and changed it. The whole restart, there's not been one solid 11. Even before the restart, we were always chopping and changing it, so...
You've got a lot of class players. Tottenham don't pass, I would say, 13 players. We then suddenly don't have...
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to be said for, United look so much better when they're playing their settled formation with they're now what they're doing. Tottenham looks... Dyer did kind of trick me into thinking he was the answer, but then Alderweireld's back and I'm watching him and I'm just like, oh, he actually commands the area.
He was never going to be... it was... I've said this every podcast since. It was so bizarre that he wasn't playing Alderweireld. It was so mental, man. I mean, but that game benefits us, Adam, so greatly. Now Leicester...
Fuck off, stop saying that. Yeah. We're not doing it for you.
I don't give a...
Jay messaged me saying, cheers, mate. We need you to win. Fuck off.
Cheers, Josh, mate. Thanks.
I'm pretty sure now, we'll get into the next games, but obviously Chelsea have Liverpool. I'm sure if Liverpool beat Chelsea and we beat West Ham, and then we draw with Leicester last game of the season, I'm sure you can still.
Yeah, I mean we can. We have to lose both our next two games because we play Watford at the last
or draw.
day. Or draw, yeah.
Well, who knows what will happen with Watford now with their new manager bounce or no manager bounce, whatever's going on there.
Oh my God, it was halfway through the first game, wasn't it, of the day yesterday, and it was just like breaking news. Nigel's been sacked.
Don't get me wrong, like Nigel Pearson is a man that called a reporter an ostrich and once attempted to strangle MacArthur on the pitch. If you remember that, do you remember that?
Yeah.
That time where he just bent down and put his hands around his throat after. Like Nigel Pearson probably shouldn't be allowed near, a people. Never mind a football club. So like, maybe it's not tactics. Maybe the board have actually just gone, my God, you're a madman. Like, go away.
But right, have you seen his Twitter picture there?
No.
He just looks like a lovely old man. He's just smiling, all happy and shit.
I'm sure if you got a pint in his hand, you could have a chat with him. But he's the kind of man that you'd be sat there for like 20 minutes. You'd be talking, and then you'd say like, "Oh yeah, no, I've always been Labour," and suddenly you'd just like turn and be like, and you'd be like,
"You
what?" And he'd be
fucking
like,
what?
I think you should leave, pal.
Yeah. I don't know why we've adopted the Dyche, the Dyche voice.
Dyche is there too. It's me, him, and
I think
Dyche.
you should leave, pal.
But yeah, no.
It's a
sorry,
very Watford
but yeah,
thing to do, though, isn't it?
The one thing.
I just can't get my head around it. With 2 games to go, is someone going to come in and absolutely turn it around?
Unless they announce someone, you would have thought they'd have announced them by now if this was the case. But unless they have a manager that will A, be a decent young manager, or B, be a good Championship manager, then But then again, Pearson knows how to get a team out of the Championship. That's the confusing thing. Like, so to.
Well, maybe that's not the aspirations, is it?
But it's
how many points do they need to win both games?
It's difficult because that West Ham have
3
pretty
points.
much broke clear. Bournemouth got so unlucky against Southampton. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, they did. It was pretty sad.
Oh, it was such a sad. I've never felt so sorry for a player. It was when they so I don't know if did you know, Adam, what's happened there?
Pardon?
Do you know what happened with Bournemouth?
No,
So
I know they got beat.
So they scored to equalise in the 94th minute, and Callum Wilson's offside in the build-up. But when they score, Ramsdale, the keeper's like running around like Joe Hart when they win the league, and he's got his arms outstretched. He's running. He's going, yeah. And then the goal gets ruled out. Southampton run right at the other end and slot one past him, and he's just sat on the floor staring into his
poor
soul.
guy, man. That's just
he's
so
just like
sad.
You can't believe what's just happened to him.
That
It
is-
was a tragic time, but it was very funny.
I mean, I saw.
Brighton need a point to stay up, and they're playing now, aren't they?
Yeah, Brighton will stay up. I can't see that not happening. Bournemouth are gone now. They needed that point, and it's between Villa and Watford. That's who it's between.
Yeah, but Villa have Arsenal and West Ham.
Yeah, but West Ham are safe now, so they might. Well, I would say West Ham. I'd be very surprised if West Ham weren't.
Oh,
safe now. I think
okay.
they are, maybe.
I've just looked at the Watford fixtures, and they have City and Arsenal. So Villa could sneak
that's
that.
the thing.
Villa could sneak that, and then they could go down. You're right.
But then again, look at City at the moment. They've turned you know what Arsenal. I know Arsenal have been on form ever since the North London derby. They've gone from strength to strength, smashed up teams left, right, and centre. But you never know. David Luiz could just kick Deeney in the head for no reason and keep them.
You know what's funny though?
Bye.
we do the graphics for the Instagram and the Twitter, and for both semi-finals, I sent Josh the Arsenal graphic, and then I sent the Manchester or Chelsea graphic, and both times he went, "Oh, why'd you send the Arsenal one? They won. Oh, why'd you send the Chelsea one? We won." Like both times.
I only said the Chelsea one to piss you off, but the Arsenal one genuinely shocked
To be
me.
fair, yeah, same. I made it just in case, and then that just in case happened.
I was saying this to Adam though. You'll think I'm biased, but I'm asking you not to be biased here.
I'll try.
Mm-hmm.
There is now a chance that first time managers, Arteta or Lampard, one of them will win a trophy.
Yeah.
And it just, football's not fair, because I don't care if you don't think Tottenham are great, I don't care if you think, but Pochettino deserves a trophy, just one. It's just not fair.
They should have won one
What's
then.
the point sometimes? Yeah, brilliant. You should have. Maybe if he had 100 fucking million from Russian money, he might have fucking won one, Jay. If he was already one of the world's biggest clubs in United, he might have won one. What the fuck have Arsenal done? No, Arsenal. Fuck it. I'm a Chelsea fan for the FA Cup final. Brilliant.
That makes me so happy. Not only did your semi help us out, you're gonna have to. No,
I was saying to Adam before the pod, so the worst thing that can happen is Arsenal wins a trophy because then they go, haha, fuck you, Tottenham, and it's awful. But then the second worst thing that can happen, which we have to take, is you going, did you know that Chelsea have won a trophy every year for a decade because we spunk money into every competition? And brilliant.
You can't see me, but I'm just doing a dance.
But hey, Pedro's going to Roma. So
you know what? I can't wait to do a Roma career next season with Pedro in it. I will miss Pedro. Pedro's been great for us over the years, and he's actually quite a good player, and I'm happy for him to go to a good club.
And it also, bigger picture, completely frees up that number 11 for Werner, which is the number he was wearing at Leipzig.
Yeah, definitely.
Just nice little
just
things
just
like
before we
that.
started, I saw that Havertz is apparently Chelsea going for Havertz about 80 million.
Yeah,
I think Bayern will get him.
It's
Bayern probably need him. No, they got Sané, haven't they?
No, Sané. Like, just think of the full German attacking lineup. Muller's not old, but he's falling out of favour. Imagine having Gnabry, Sané, Havertz.
Yeah, that's deadly. That is.
All the German boys.
That is dead. And then they only get stronger for the Euros and the fucking World Cup then as well, playing together.
Yeah, because that link is just like sort of solidified. Like I just, like we said, Havertz would make me scared and sad if he went to Chelsea. But surely you can't be buying Havertz and. Well, Chelsea are just everywhere, aren't they? Apparently you're going to swap Kepa and Cash for Oblak. Don't do that. I don't want Chelsea to do that.
Oh, fucking hell, we do that. I mean, the thing is, like, for me, I've said this countless times now, but I'd rather get a defender than Havertz. I'm not saying Havertz is shit or I don't want him, but I'd rather get a good, solid defender in because that's our biggest problem. And what you...
Tagliafico, Chilwell, Upamecano,
all these people.
All the players are... And Tottenham are going to apparently land this like 17-year-old Wigan kid. So who's laughing now?
Yeah, no. So I mean, and we need to as well start balancing the books a little bit and start selling as well, like because we're planning to spend so much money, and we need to, for fair play, we need to start selling people. I think Jorginho.
Have we all just stopped talking?
You are.
What's that?
What's going on?
What, Adam? Are you okay,
Right,
bro? We're doing a podcast.
let's end part one.
We're doing a podcast, Adam, where we talk about football and stuff. I don't know if that's what you know happens.
I'm sorry, we're all in there.
What the fuck, man?
That pod that we did, Jay, like the drunk pod, we were just like, stop swiping on Tinder, bro.
That was honestly, I was so drunk for that finale. Like, I've been drinking since like 12 o'clock, and it got to like 11 p.m. and Josh was like, "Do you want to film?" I was like, "Yeah." Went and got another 4-pack of beers and some randoms and went to his house. Oh my god!
Right, you good, Adam?
I'm rolling, yeah. Oh.
Okay,
yeah.
So welcome back to part 2. We had a bit of technical difficulty there, and all I wanted to make 2 points just about the last things is. It'll probably cheer you up to know that it's quite depressing for me to forget that Tottenham are no longer fighting for anything higher than 5th, for 4th, 6th. So I kept turning to Ross saying, so if we win this, can we be like, no, Josh, we can't get 4th. I was like, yeah, no, I know that. I know that. I keep forgetting. I do know that, though. And then, like, literally 10 minutes would pass, and I'd be there like, hey, it'd be good to go level with Leicester, though. We can't. Fuck.
I can just picture Ross going, Josh, we cannot.
I just kept getting confused. Like, I knew all the maths in my head, but a few beers in, I was like, we're gonna win the league, Ross. And he's like, no, Josh.
You know that meme of that woman that's doing the maths? That was you.
Yeah. Just like, and then secondly, I just wanted to inquire, Jay, on the future of Tammy Abraham in your eyes.
He's a bright young star and he's going places.
Yeah, but I don't think there's places at Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, isn't it? It's so strange because so Giroud has signed a 1-year contract with us, and he is smashing it at the moment. He's doing really well. He's getting the goals in for us, exactly what I need. His link-up play with Pulisic in the game previous to the last one was just beautiful. And and I'm happy everything's clicking for him because I've loved Giroud for a while now.
Little bastard.
Yeah.
We had this conversation the other day, right? Weirdly, we've come to the conclusion that Ruben's the best looking player.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek is the sexiest player in the Premier League, without a shadow of a doubt.
100%. And I think Giroud might be up there in the top 10, but he's nowhere near Ruben.
He can be in the top 10, but he was about 7th.
Well, that can be our next.
There's some good looking lads.
This wasn't my views, Adam. This was I made a short list with no context to who these people were and just slid them over to my girlfriend and just told her to order them.
No, me and Hope were talking about it for a good 20 minutes before I texted Josh as well.
So we've created a definitive list. But
anyway, Tammy Abraham.
Tammy Abraham.
So yeah, that's Giroud, right? We've also got Werner coming in, who's class. Everyone knows that, and he plays well up front. So there's that, and then there's also Batshuayi, who I'm guessing we're going to get rid of, and then that leaves Tammy, right? And Tammy still hasn't signed a contract, actually, because he wants Callum Hudson-Odoi money. That's what it's been reported, because he's on a lot of money.
Did Callum Hudson-Odoi get that contract in the end?
He got that contract. He's on like 200k a week.
I don't see.
Right.
That's madness. Because let's be honest. With the quality that you have this season and B are about to have, I see the same problem. I don't think Callum Hudson-Odoi is clearly a talented footballer, but I don't think he's at the level of anyone else, even Mount at your club.
Yeah, no, he got that like last season under Sarri, because we didn't have none of that. All those players were out on loan, and none of those the club were even thinking about. And we kind of panicked and wanted him to stay. And he was one of our only homegrown talents that we kept. So we put that much money into him, and it was a big mistake from the board, to be fair. Because like you said, he's talented, but he's paying him that much money. Like now, it's causing problems with Tammy Abraham wanting that much money because he's like, look, I play for this club as well.
And you can be 3-0 up in control of a semi-final, sub him on, and just the first thing he'll do is sign them down someone's ankle. So that wasn't a good performance for me.
Yeah, that's such a shame. And he put something on Twitter that kind of he was like, I shouldn't have given that away, and I was kind of like, you shouldn't have, but it's okay. No, so but anyway, Tammy Abraham. So like, he started the season so well. He's on 14 goals still, which is like higher than a lot of other players, around him. But it's so difficult because the thing is, Giroud's got a year on his contract, and with Werner coming in, who's young, he's not going to get another year contract. I don't think. I think at the end of next year, that's him. He's going to go. So
maybe another loan.
We'll need. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It should be another loan, but he's not going to go to the Championship now. He's kind of semi-proved himself in the Prem. He's going to want to prove himself in the Prem again. So
easily a Palace, like problem solved.
Yeah,
they've got Benteke and Cenk Tosun up front.
But would you, if from Abraham's point of view, is that something he wants to be played second or even third fiddle to Werner and Giroud?
Yeah, but like you said, he'll only be second fiddle if he can prove himself and get there. The thing is, the issue he has at the moment is next season, most likely Werner will start, and if Chelsea aren't playing that well, Frank Lampard's going to turn to that bench and he's going to look at Tammy and Giroud together, or if Giroud's playing, he's going to look at Tammy and Werner together, and 9 times out of 10 you're picking one of those over Tammy, surely.
Yeah.
Maybe that's harsh, but surely. But so if he can just say, all right, I'll have a year at Palace, I'll have a year at Everton, I'll have a year at all of those teams, Wolves, maybe not Wolves. He would not fit in at Wolves. Like all the pace, and Tammy's just there like, I'm gonna try and poach some in the box, and they're like, that's not really what we do.
Boys, whip them in, whip them in. We don't do that.
As long as he can accept that if he can just spend that year improving, then theoretically he will be second fiddle or second striker or in contention soon. Because he's what? He's 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like 2021. He's still so young.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it is a shame because, at the start of the season, everyone thought he was going to be our guy, and we was wrong. But that's not to say he's not a good striker. I think he is a good striker. He just needs a lot of form behind him. But that would be something that he'll go and find out doing a loan spell. You're right. I think another loan spell in the Prem that could do him really well. And then if he wants to come back, wants to come back. But if he wants to go elsewhere and try and become a first team solid striker for plays every week, he's going to have to go somewhere else.
I mean, I think it's an exciting time where we talk about these clear Chelsea talents. Like, I'm not going to slag them off, Loftus-Cheek, Mount and Tammy, and they don't even come into my thought process when I think of England Euro 2021. Like, I'm already thinking of Kane being supported by a back three of Foden, Sancho and
Rashford.
Greenwood. Well, I would put Rashford on the bench. I think Greenwood is on that wing, Sancho on the other wing, Foden in the middle with Sterling.
No Sterling.
Sterling, Rashford, bloody all on the bench waiting. I'm
this
excited,
is the
boy.
thing, though. We have a great squad on paper, but it just never.
Adam, it's gonna click. It's gonna click.
It's gonna happen.
Click. We're gonna win the Euros. This isn't what we're supposed to talk about now. It's just briefly adding a bit of excitement. Who's everyone playing?
Sorry, I keep burping. So we play Liverpool next. We play them on Wednesday, so the day after this video should come out, and it's going to be a difficult one because as much as Liverpool, yes, they've been out of form recently. They've looked like they've stopped caring. They've not got the points total anymore. It's still Liverpool, and we're still Chelsea that have Zuma as our main defender. So I don't have buckets of confidence. No, Zuma, yeah, okay. I'm just saying it to be a dick. Really, Zuma's fun, but but it's Liverpool. They still can bring so much to the table in these games, and it's a game that we need to get something from because I think the Wolves are going to be just as hard to beat because they've got something to fight for as well.
Well, I think almost in reverse. I think you're going to smash. Maybe not smash, but I think you're going to beat Liverpool because I think the next season they'll return as a scary force. They will, but for the rest of the season, I'm sorry, they're done. They don't care. They can't.
Yeah.
There's no records to beat. They've done everything they can do. Fuck it. Just
no. I out of the two games, I would definitely say that I feel like weirdly we're going to get a win out of Liverpool and maybe not a win or a draw out of Wolves. Definitely. It's so tight though. It's still so scary. Even though we're third, even though Leicester fucked up and still have to play United, it's still so scary. Especially with your fixtures, Adam. You've got who you got? You got West Ham and Wolves.
At 6 o'clock, 2 hours before you. Like you said, I think they're safe. Obviously not officially, but my guess is we're going to put the same team out that we should have put out against you, that we've been playing since the comeback, and I think it'll be another comfortable win.
I think West Ham will put up a bit more of a fight, but
again, it's West Ham.
No, I know you say that, but they can, especially with you guys, they seem to piss off.
You're such a fool, Adam. You don't say that.
I definitely shouldn't have said that now, but
they seem to piss you off quite a lot more than anyone. Like, was it this season where Cresswell just popped a free kick into the top bins, or was it last season?
Oh, I can't remember.
It's beautiful, but it's just one of those things. Like the interesting thing now is that there's that classic cliche of teams being on the beach.
Do you say quiche?
Cliche.
That classic quiche.
The classic quiche. The teams being on the beach, but even more so now after lockdown because everyone's had such a time off and they've had to come back and like we're a game ahead of you now. We've got Crystal Palace and they've slipped off a bit, but who cares?
Yeah.
They've come back from lockdown and they're mid-table and they're like why have we come back? Oh fucking hell! And so like it's an interesting one. Like Leicester, Liverpool, Sheffield to a certain extent, even unless it's against us and fucking Chelsea. Like Palace, like they're all just gone, fuck it. And there's like a few teams. Tottenham are still scrapping for 6. Like, come on, everyone else.
We can do this, boys.
And then like obviously you guys are
mental.
scrapping at the top. But I am looking forward to the last day of the season with you two.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Before they do the next pod, there's going to be a last day of the season. It's nearly over. It is, and the fixtures have worked out so mental. Like the fact that we play Wolves, you play Leicester. It's going to be dramatical. It really is.
It's going to be what?
We're going to be there to recover it. Dramatical? Is that not a word?
No, absolutely not.
Dramatic. Dramatic. Sorry, boys. I'm not great at English. Oh, boy. I'm going to quickly just tell you this anecdote, right? I was applying for a job the other day, and I had to do an English test, and I was about 5 questions in, and I was failing hard, right? So So Hope had to come up and help me out so I could pass, so I could actually apply for this job. How
If
sad
you're
is that?
watching, he does know he's English. Like, he can speak England.
But
But
Hope isn't my girlfriend, she's my alter ego that helped me out. That's great at English. So sorry, I had to say that to tell the story. Who you got? What are you thinking, Adam? What are you thinking? You think you're gonna get top 4?
yeah, I think it'll be Chelsea, United, Leicester.
Are we all of the belief that Leicester aren't going to come back and just
Well, who've they
fight
got?
in that
They
last
got-
game? And
They don't have a second game, do they?
that's it. They've got
Right.
you next. That's it. They've just got you.
Yeah.
So
Does
if
that
you
help them, or does that
somehow
help us,
bottle it to
them
West
waiting
Ham,
a week? Well, I say a week.
But-
6 days.
It helps them. However, it does. I just don't think they're injury struck as well. I'd never heard of their left back on before. Wes Morgan was back. I was like, well, hello, mate. Like, he was
Hello,
just
Wes.
chilling in there. And then, they're 5th is a decent season for them. Let's not pretend it's not.
But when you look at the
Like-
start,
no, it isn't. Yeah, it isn't. But if the restart didn't happen,
to say that, because if you look at the start of the season, they should do higher. Yeah, but it's a difficult.
I don't
one
think
to
it's
say.
even the start of the season now. I think it's the restart. I think if the restart didn't happen and they kept that momentum up, you said it yourself, Josh, football is built on momentum and run of form, and they would have kept that, and they might have actually kept that to the end of the
I would say
season.
they were slipping before that, though. They were starting to just dip before, and it's just they're just burning out. They don't have enough players in that squad. It's Ian Acho starts behind Vardy.
it's a bit dodgy.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and the thing I say that Tottenham have not a fucking second striker for about 4 years now, which is mental.
It's just difficult with Harry Kane though. England have had the same problem recently.
I know, no, but at least England can call people up and they're not going to say no. People just say, "Do you want to be a
Yeah.
second striker at Tottenham?" No. Oh, please.
I know.
Uh,
I have to wait until he snaps his ankle
And then
in 6
Vincent
months.
Janssen's
That's
there holding his hand up like, I will be, and we're like, oh, no. Anyway, yeah,
it's going to be interesting. The last day of the season, with the fan cams that we did for the semi-final, we're going to do that with the last day of the season. So we're all going to react to what's happened. Hopefully, I'm not sad because I was really happy after that fan cams, and Adam wasn't. So that was kind of a nice feeling.
Josh, you don't need to do one because it's pretty irrelevant, your game, innit?
Well, no, I'll do you a deal.
We came
I'll do you a deal, right? Say what you want, but old school football here. As long as we finish with Arsenal, fucking fine. But there's a chance they'll just.
You'll take that at this point, and that's definitely possible.
Yeah, the last thing I need is to finish 6th or 7th, or it'd be 7th in that case, or 8th, with Arsenal just piping in your ear like, send Tottenham State. Fuck off. Not having it.
So make sure you tune in for that on the last day. We've got other stuff to talk about though, ain't we, boys? We got the breaking news today about the Ballon d'Or.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, yeah. Let's rattle through this, and I was ready to leave.
I was
think Adam was too.
I was waiting.
Me and Adam were about
Me and Adam were like,
jump out of here. We're only 35 minutes into the pod, boys. Come on, need an extra 5 minutes.
All right. Well, just a quick one on that subject is I did also tweet out that we would talk about this, so it does make sense. But yeah, it's a robbery. It's a blatant robbery. Lewandowski has been robbed. I don't understand.
Do you honestly think he'd have won it though?
It's such a shame.
Yeah, absolutely. He's outscored.
Yeah, because
everyone.
Messi shouldn't have, and neither should have Ronaldo. To be fair, I think Lewandowski's been class this season. The amount of goals he's got, he definitely should have won it.
No, I think he was a shoo-in. And you couldn't really justify giving it to De Bruyne as good as he's been because of what City have done. And I just think I don't understand why you'd cancel it, because at the end of the day, I'm sure they love going to the show and being like, "Hello, I'm the fucking best," in Lionel Messi's bloody polka dot suit that I remember him winning it in, and that's great. But at the same time, they could have come out and said, "Yeah, COVID happened and there's been a break, so we're not going to do the Ballon d'Or ceremony, but we'll just, Lewandowski won it, and we're going to just post him his trophy."
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd have been happy with that, and I don't understand why they couldn't do that. Because
100%. It's such a shame, and it's so big. I wonder what he's thinking, man.
he's 31 as well, so he's not Messi and Ronaldo. So he's not going to continue till 33, 34.
No.
We might.
And also,
but
let's not forget that they've smashing us in the Champions League at the minute. 3-0.
Yeah,
They could easily go ahead and win that.
They could win a treble.
Easy.
They could win a treble.
And he would be one of the main goal contributor
He's the
in
top
that treble
scorer
winning
in
side.
the Bundesliga. He's the top scorer in the German Cup, and he's the top scorer in the Champions League.
There you go.
And he's been robbed.
And he's been robbed of a Ballon d'Or, and it's such a shame.
Oh, and also he's just. I mean, I know he betrayed Dortmund and left, like whatever, but he's a geezer as well. Big fan of Lewandowski.
Yeah.
It's a very boring anecdote because I'm sure you've all heard it, but you know about how his career could have changed, don't you? If it wasn't for the volcano.
I don't know.
So before he joined Dortmund, he was due to get on a plane to Blackburn, but then that Icelandic volcano went off and he couldn't get there.
No way.
So he signed for Dortmund.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Now I've never
shit.
heard that. Well, thank you, volcano.
Thank you, volcano. It could have been.
That's what his speech would have been.
champion.
That's what his speech would have been.
Imagine that.
It could have been. I think the only player I can think of from that time is Samba in defence. That's the only Blackburn player I can think of from around that era. But yeah, that's where he was heading.
That's wild, man. Do you reckon that's what he would have said? He would have won the Ballon d'Or, and I just want to take a special mention to that.
He should finish his career there out of respect.
Yeah.
He can stay at mine. It's not that far.
Just pay his respects. There you go, yeah. So Lewandowski, if you're listening, and we know you are,
and you dream of linking up with Lewis Holtby, then just give Adam a shout.
Adam Clare on Instagram.
And on that note, we are leaving.
Right. Well.
That is it.
Speeches, boys. I'm looking forward to what's going on. So.
I
You
always
too,
look forward
Adam,
to
you
what's
too.
going on. Tell your dad.
Tell your dads.
Tell your fathers, everyone.